So I've been reading some of the things that are going on right now, and with the United States, and it's pretty unbelievable right now. The United States, people posting about comparisons between Barack Obama and Donald Trump. It's just laughable at this point to see Hillary Clinton or Barack Obama any different than absolute monsters. These people are completely out of control, lawless. There's been no point in even electing anybody different because they're all running the same agenda. They're all running the same foreign policies. If you want to know why Obama's foreign policy was a failure, and so was George W. Bush, and so is Trump's, look at $20 trillion in debt. That shows you that the foreign policy is 100% failure. There's more at stake than just what's free education or health care. There's people around the world that are being starved or falling into the same burdens that the United States people are going through. That's a lot of the jobs for elderly people. They're just not there anymore, and a lot of the jobs for the younger generation they all require a degree, and there basically is no room in between any of that. If you don't want to have a degree, then you're going to basically be able to have to force to take any job that there is, and that's not working for anybody around the entire world. So the billionaire class is the problem of everything. These people own and control somewhere between 25 and 50 trillion dollars worth of assets every year, and that's the money that they're stealing from people all over the entire world. We're faced with a much bigger problem than Bernie Sanders is just going to solve, because Bernie Sanders, he's a socialist and he's out to give people certain things that he thinks is going to help fix the society that we're living in, but it's not. If Bernie Sanders does not openly go out and say that I'm going after all the billionaires of this world and all of the world leaders that are responsible for murders and war crimes, then Bernie Sanders is not going to be any different than anybody else that's running for president right now. I'm telling you, everybody, this right now, that if you elect me for president, I'll go after every billionaire there is in this world. If they've committed any war crimes or crimes against humanity, then I'll expect the UN to bring the Geneva Convention into authorization and come and arrest these people. Absolutely, I will not protect them in the United States of America. There will be no hiding or harboring of terrorists or any type of people that's going to commit crimes against humanity or any type of war crimes. That's all there is to it. Trump, right now, he's a war criminal, straight up. There's illegal wars going on. He's the president of the United States, and he's authorizing drone strikes that are killing women and children. And in the military, they call this collateral damage, and this is not collateral damage. This is to any country that has been part of the Geneva Convention, which was signed in 1949. If you signed your name, your country signed its name on the Geneva Convention, then you are at the laws and the mercy of the Geneva Convention. If you committed a war crime, then guess what? Then you're going to have to get charged and punished for it. That's just all there is to it, because I'm not going to I didn't just come all this way and get tortured for the last 5 to 10 years to bow down to the world leaders that are there. I want them all removed personally. I want them all out of the way. They're all part of a giant cabal of what I'll call Satan worshipers. They've all started, created, and pledged an allegiance to what's called the New World Order. And the New World Order was a group of very wealthy people that planned on taking full control of the entire world and destroying all sovereign countries and implementing a brand new system. And that's I'm the one that's telling you absolutely not. Even though I admire Bernie Sanders and all the work he does, he's not going to step up and tell the billionaires of this world. He'll tax them and all this other stuff, but he won't have them arrested for the crimes that they've committed, and neither will any of the other candidates that are running right now. So I'm just out to tell everybody that I've had enough. I've had enough of all your BS. I've had enough of this fake left, right paradigm of there actually being a choice between politicians, because even as on my page, if you guys go to my Twitter page, Robot Mike 88, you'll see one of the representatives from California. She just said that our last great president, and we had such a great president with Obama. Obama was an absolute tyrant. He signed the National Defense Authorization Act. He never went after the Patriot Act. Congress just voted on the Patriot Act. The Patriot Act is 100% illegal by the U.S. Constitution. Anybody that voted for the Patriot Act, they're treasonous. most of the government, most of the United States government is treasonous. Even here in Mexico, the president, most of the leadership in Mexico, they're all treasonous against their constitution also. These people don't work for the people. They work for the New World Order, and that's what's going on. And right now they've been trying to get me to bow down to it, and I've had more than enough of it. I've been literally tortured and abused and drugged, which amounts to many, many war crimes. And I want these people that have committed these war crimes against me, and I want my agent, Armando Moreno Nunes, to face charges under the Geneva Convention. I don't think that Mr. Gantz of Israel or Benjamin Netanyahu has the right to walk away from the crimes they've committed either. These people are tyrants. These people are psychopath murderers, and that's just all there is to it. So I'll tell you all right now that if you elect me as president, it doesn't have to be in 2020. I'll let Bernie Sanders run the United States even further into the ground. They run it up another $5-10 trillion worth of debt, and it'll be close to 25 to $30 trillion worth of debt. I mean, with all the socialist programs they want to implement, that's just where it's going to go. It's going to be another $10 trillion in debt, which means the dollar is going to have less buying power, which means that the United States is going to see what's going to be either inflation or hyperinflation eventually one day, because the dollar's losing its hold on which was considered the petrodollar. The petrodollar is on its way out. That's all there is to it. And if I've got a bunch of plans to re-engage the United States in a bunch of different aspects of its dollar, of its currency, to stabilize a lot of its buying power for its currency. But the way that everything's going right now is that all the dollars of the entire world, all the money, the fiat currency system of the entire world, it was all designed to be taken down, and a digital currency was to be implemented throughout the entire world. And in the last 5 years, I've been able to break most of that up. So it's going to come down to a couple of things. If the United States isn't going to uphold its laws, then I'll have to become the president of the UN, and then I'll get a bunch of countries together that'll demand that I have to come in and arrest these people, or we'll fight your country in a war because you're harboring your terrorists that are guilty of war crimes, and that's just all there is to it. This isn't going to be we need to have mercy. We need a leader that shows mercy. Well, you know what? These people showed no mercy to any of these people. A bunch of the people that Donald Trump's pardoned just recently, these people were guilty of financial crimes. People killed themselves because of these financial crimes. People killed their families because of these crimes, because they lost everything. And these men, they stole billions of dollars. They ripped the average American U.S. citizen off, whether they were young or old, in all directions. And this led to a lot of heartache, hardship, and unfortunately, untimely deaths through whether it was health issues or through suicide or through murder, through a lot of families. These people literally had everything they had taken from them in the financial crash. And then what did we do? We went and bailed out all the banks for it, and gave away trillions and trillions of dollars to all the banks. So, I mean, a lot of people don't know in the United States that they think, the United States is just $21 trillion in debt. No. That's just the debt they're going to show you on the books. The Pentagon can't account for $25 trillion. Trillions of dollars disappeared during right before September, on the 10th, the day before September 11, 2001. And if you look at the 6 largest banks right now running their derivatives and all their other stuffs in the United States of America, the United States is somewhere between $200 and $250 trillion in debt. Now, it can't go on. I mean, you're literally, you people are too stupid to know what you're even voting for. Half the people in Congress and half the people that are running the country, they just don't have the education to understand where trillions of dollars go. They just think, we just print more money. They literally, if you're saying that Obama is a good president, then you literally have no right to even be a representative of we the people, because Obama was a tyrant. He was a traitor, and he was treasonous, and he was more than likely born in Kenya. That's what his birth certificate says, and that's what the birth certificate that was presented. There were lots of people that did forensics and stuff on that birth certificate, and it was a digital birth certificate, and it was built in layers on a digital platform. It's all over the internet. If you want to look into it and find out that Obama wasn't even a United States citizen, then look into it, because you're going to find out that's the truth. Trump campaigned on that promise Trump talked about it nonstop. He won't talk about it anymore because that was Trump was just part of the next generation of lies. It's hope and change is coming, hope and change is coming, and then they just put their guy in, and then they loot the American economy and the American government for more. Everybody says they need to kick billionaires out of politics. The billionaires need to be arrested. What they have done is implement their people into Congress, pay people off left and right, to have access to we'll call it the piggy bank of the Federal Reserve, or the piggy bank of the United States Congress. And through laws and through the people they've put into Congress, they've literally stolen trillions and trillions of dollars out of the United States of America. I'm guessing anywhere from 10 to 20 trillion dollars of the debt is stolen money by the billionaires of the United States of America. So, and there's been foreign countries that have all been involved in it, and the little side deals going on with Israel and everything right now. It's absolutely out of control. These people are insane, and they're stealing from the United States people. So, my campaign promise to everybody is that I'll go after everybody. I would like to spend the first 2 to 4 years in the White House. Analyzing all the data, analyzing where all the money's going, how much money is being wasted, because there's an absolute astronomical amount of money in the United States that's getting wasted every year. And the next 4 years, I want to implement the changes, and I mean, there'd be tens of thousands of people getting arrested. 100%. That's how filthy and corrupted the United States government is, and this is what really needs to go down in the United States of America. Is that there needs to be a mass sweep of arrests from police to politicians to doctors, to all across the board, the EPA, the Nuclear Energy Commission, the bribes that have gone on in every part of the United States is just absolutely unbelievable. And these are all serious crimes, and these crimes have led people to have either hardships in their lives, or to take their own lives, or to commit murder. And this was purposely done. This was purposely done with a plan. Obama followed the plan. Hillary Clinton's followed the plan. Just related to Obama and Hillary Clinton in both of their elections, there's both the Clintons. There's somewhere up to 25 people that have been murdered against the Clintons. The Clintons rigged the elections last to win the primaries, or to win the vote for the DNC over Bernie Sanders. They absolutely stole it from him, and he let them do it. And instead of him standing up saying no, I'm the one that's going to win this, he let him take it from him. So. Do I like Bernie Sanders? Yeah, I like Bernie Sanders a lot. He's the best politician that you guys have for a choice for a president at this moment. But at the same time, he comes from the same crooked politicians. He's been working there for 30 or 40 years. And I'm the only politician that will call these people out. I'm the only politician or person related in politics that's going to call them out for spraying chemicals in the air. People like Pompeo, they think it's funny. They spend $10 billion a year and they spray chemicals on all the men, women, and children throughout the entire world. And these are all crimes against humanity. Everybody wants to call it the climate crisis, but nobody actually wants to call out what it really is. And it's called atmospheric weather spraying, or atmospheric weather engineering, geoengineering. It's got 4 or 5 different names on it. They change it all the time. It originally started off as a conspiracy theory called chemtrails. And this stuff's all very real. The climate disaster, you might as well call it, is all man-made. It's all part of a population control agenda, and it's being run by Israel's secret intelligence agencies, and by the deep state of the United States secret intelligence agencies. And to think that Donald Trump's up against the deep state in any way is just laughable. Donald Trump is the deep state. He's part of the same people that have been rigging the system since day one. People like Donald Trump and all his friends, they need to go to prison. They absolutely need to go to prison. These people, even his entire family, they're all corrupt. Joe Biden's, they're all corrupt. You got people that even Mr. Bloomberg, the dude has done so much stuff. He belongs in prison. Half the people that are in office, or all the billionaires, or even the Koch brothers. These guys are so guilty of treason and tyranny. It's absolutely unreal. You got places like MSNBC and Fox News and CNN. These are all propaganda outlets, 100%. Everything that they do every day, all the money that they take, they take it knowing that they're not telling you the truth about anything. So I'm coming up on 15 minutes. Those are just some of the basics of the things that I want to run for as president. I don't mind losing this election right here. I'll start my campaign 2 years after now, 2022. And I'll become the United States president in 2024. But I'll tell you right now, anybody that thinks they're going to take the presidency from me in 2024 or the next 20 years after that, you're absolutely insane, because I'm going to fully control the White House, Congress, and the Senate as the one and only oversight committee that we have right now, because at this point I'm the only one that's proven to be a man of integrity. I wish everybody out there a good day, and God bless.